The Croton plant, or Codium variegatum, is a vibrantly colored, eye-catching plant. This unique plant is recognizable at a distance, even in their many forms due to the pattern and texture of their leaves. These plants can be fussy and are well known to drop leaves, but with a little bit of adjustment and time to settle into their new environment, they can become well adjusted to their surroundings and do quite well in an indoor environment. It's considered one of the great dividers of the houseplant community. Some people love it, and some people hate it. Crotons are somewhat drought tolerant, so it's okay to allow them to get drier than some of your other tropical plants. There are several ways to water a croton. They're not very picky as long as you don't water them too often. You can water over the soil with a watering can, or even put your plant directly under the tap. Be sure to continue adding water until it starts to run out from the drainage holes. If you have a tray under the pot, remove the collected water afterwards. This method of watering is good for flushing excess salts or fertilizer buildup from the soil. Bottom watering allows the soil to soak up all the water it's able to hold. Fill a tray with water and place the plant inside. Be sure that the soil from the drainage hole is in contact with the water. Wait about 10 minutes and feel if the soil has absorbed enough water. If it's still dry, allow it to sit for a while longer before removing the pot from the tray. Drain off any excess water by tipping your pot at an angle. Although a bit messier, water baths are recommended at least a few times a year. This method ensures the soil gets thoroughly saturated with water. Just fill a bucket with lukewarm water and lower the entire pot down. The soil will bubble as the air pockets fill with water. When the bubbling stops, lift your pot out and allow all the excess water to drain off. If you're using cache pots for any of your plants, always be sure to check them after watering. As the pots drain, this could leave standing water, which could lead to root rot. We recommend fertilizing your croton all year round, but less frequently in winter. Most all-purpose or green plants fertilizers will be suitable for this plant. We recommend liquid fertilizers, but you can also use a slow-release stick or granule that works for you. Always be sure to check the packaging for specific instructions for your fertilizer. Planta will remind you when to fertilize your plants. Mix the fertilizer with water and pour it over the soil. Just like when you water, keep adding water until it comes from the drainage holes. Slow-release fertilizers most commonly need to be applied only every few months. If you're using sticks, water your plant first so that they'll be easier to push down into the soil. Planta will remind you to add more when the time comes. If you like our plant care guides, like and subscribe to our videos. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified when there's something new. Let us know in the comments what you'd like to see in future videos. Now let's talk about repotting. A younger croton plant will usually need to be repotted once every year, but a more mature plant can go 2 to 3 years between repotting. It can be difficult to tell when a plant needs repotting. Here are some signs to look out for. It's beginning to look poorly with pale yellowing leaves. Roots have started to grow out of the drainage holes. It's unstable in the pot. Water runs straight through the soil without soaking in, or the plant needs water very frequently. Repotting your croton doesn't have to be intimidating. It's an easy process, but it can be stressful for your plant. Moisten the soil to loosen the roots before repotting to reduce the chances of damage. Crotons have dense root systems, so they can sometimes be quite stubborn. Gently take hold of the plant and loosen it from the pot. Try to avoid pulling on the branches. If it's stuck, take a dull knife and run it along the edges of the soil. Tapping the pot on a strong surface might help as well. Once the plant is out of the pot, take a look at the roots. If anything is dead or rotten, cut it off. You can loosen any thickly coiled roots gently. Don't cut or damage them. Add a layer of soil to the bottom of your new pot so that the plant will sit at the correct height. You can leave an inch or two of space at the top of the pot so that it won't overflow with water later. After placing your plant in the pot, backfill it with soil and press down gently. Follow up by watering your plant thoroughly. If the soil level goes down a bit, just top up with some more fresh soil. If you've watered your plant recently, you may want to skip watering and just use slightly damp soil to repot instead. It's important not to overwater crotons as they can be quite sensitive. It can take up to a month before your plant is fully recovered from the stress of repotting. If it looks a bit sad in the days following, don't stress too much. Reduce the frequency of fertilizing until it perks back up, and make sure it's in a spot with lots of bright light that's sheltered from direct sun and draft. Croton plants can be particularly prone to getting dusty leaves when kept indoors, so it's important to clean them often. The wide, thick leaves are really easy to clean, so you can either mist with water, use your duster, or just use a cloth with lukewarm water to wipe each leaf individually. To keep your crotons' vibrant color, it's really important that they're placed somewhere very sunny. They can get burned if the sun is too intense though, so during the hottest days of summer, make sure they have protection behind a sheer curtain or move them away from the bright window. Plenty of sunlight ensures the brightest possible colors will develop in your crotons' foliage. Try to make sure yours gets at least 4 to 6 hours of sunlight per day. Signs that it's not getting enough light are lanky, sparse leaves and lack of coloring. Because they're tropical plants, crotons appreciate warmth and humidity, so try boosting the moisture by misting, using a pebble tray, or even a humidifier. They also hate cold drafts, so keep them away from cold windows in the winter months, as well as the AC in the summer. We hope to see you and your crotons over on the Planta app. If you have any questions or suggestions, let us know below and follow us over on Instagram for plant info and inspiration. From all of us at Planta, happy planting!